Hello everyone, for the past 3 days, Faculty of Law Universitas Airlangga has held the 8th Conference on Human Rights. We are very honored to welcome legal scholars and advocates across the world to our campus. So let's take a look at this wonderful event with me. On August 11th to 13th, 2025, the Faculty of Law Universitas Airlangga proudly hosted the 8th Conference on Human Rights, an international forum that brought together scholars and researchers to present their work on today's most pressing human rights issues. Day 1 opened with a focused academic writing workshop by the British Academy dedicated to selected presenters. The session provided hands-on guidance to sharpen research into publishable academic work.
So it's been a pleasure organizing this writing workshop. I found that there's a very strong interest in scholars in Indonesia and scholars across Southeast Asia to join the dialogue, the international dialogue through academic publications. There is a strong ecosystem of research in Indonesia, and therefore I was extremely happy to see many researchers and many scholars and many students join the workshop and to have a very frank discussion on how to improve writing, how to do publications, and how to join the international research community.
For me personally, it was a very interesting experience because we discussed with a lot of different students about a lot of interesting issues, like how to come up with an interesting and original research question, how to conduct a thorough literature review, how to turn all that into a piece of research. And we also discussed very interesting issues together with my colleague, Dr. Moreira, about publications, how to choose a journal. So I think all these are very interesting topics, especially for younger researchers who are at the start of their careers. And it was really nice because all of the participants, there were almost 50 participants, which is really great. They had many questions about choice of journals, rankings of journals, how to choose a research topic. So it was really nice actually discussing with everyone and seeing the questions they have. I also thought it was very interesting, and I really hope it helped students.
That evening, the welcoming dinner and reception brought together participants and speakers. The event featured opening remarks from Ms. Ekawestri Prashwalita Widiati as Committee Coordinator of the conference, Ms. Christine Bui as Vice Consul General of Australia in Surabaya, Dr. Alkanif as Director of CHRM2, and Professor Igede Widyana Suwarda as the first Vice Dean of the Faculty of Law, University of Jember. Day 2 was the core of the conference, bringing the theme Protecting Human Rights in Asia amid energy transition, technological disruption, and democratic regression. The day filled with research presentations across 4 major themes: environment, religion and culture, gender and inclusion, and human rights advocacy. The day began with a keynote speech from the Vice Minister of Human Rights, followed by plenary 1 and parallel panel sessions. Side events such as seminars, exhibitions, and book launch enrich the experience with broader discussion beyond the panels. On day 3, the discussion expanded into economic and social rights, criminal law, and constitutional justice.
The event has been great so far. I had the chance to work with Pak Hanif at CHRM2 in Jember, and I was already familiar with Indonesian culture, Indonesian people, the academic scenario in Indonesia as well. However, I didn't have the chance to go to a top university like UNAIR. It's been great. The campus is beautiful. You have amazing lecturers, academians here. So everything so far has been a great experience.
I mean, it's really wonderful to be at a human rights conference because I think it's good to be around, people who tend to think or like have similar, very diverse thoughts, but similar, like values and very like valuing human rights. I think right now is a really difficult time to care about human rights, especially, you know, with Palestine, with Sudan, with all these things that are happening globally. And especially being from the United States, I think it's really important that we keep talking about human rights and interrogating these different things, because, you know, the state that I am a citizen of is often the cause of a lot of human rights issues. So for me, I think it's really wonderful to be here and be able to talk with so many of the presenters and the committee.
The day featured 2 more plenary sessions, and finally, a closing ceremony with a keynote speech by the chair of Indonesia's National Human Rights Commission, reminding us of the ongoing fight to protect dignity, justice, and freedom for all. With over 50 panels and hundreds of participants, the 8th Conference on Human Rights reaffirmed the power of research, dialogue, and collaboration in advancing human rights today.
Well, the 8th Human Rights Conference has been an absolute success. We have over 200 papers given across a dozen panels or so over the course of 2 days, and I'm sure that it has been a very enriching experience for all participants and those who have sat in on the excellent presentations at the conference. We've also had a really good plenary session program where we've had some very good scholars come in and talked about aspects of human rights that I think will challenge some of the audience and make them think quite deeply about human rights issues, not only in Indonesia but around the world. Well, I hope that people will be able to go away and will be able to write their conference papers up into journal articles, and I hope to see a wave of human rights scholarship in Indonesia based on these presentations, and perhaps some of the feedback that authors have received after giving their presentations from people in the audience. These are very important ways that help people test and perhaps reframe some of the scholarly ideas that they have.
This year we host about 250 selected papers, which then distributed into 6 streams, including streams about religions and indigenous rights, environmental issues, to the issue of disabilities and also human rights educations. And all these selected papers also distributed into 48 panel discussions, where the presenters comes from so many countries coming to Surabaya to this Faculty of Law. We host students or researchers from, let's say, Brazil, from Philippines, from Vietnam, and also we host researchers from many parts in Indonesia, let's say from university in Sumatra, from Borneo, and also from Papua. So this panel's discussion really enlightening and shares current research and newest ideas to promote human rights. And we are confident that with the same interests we can continue to widespread ideas on human rights advancement to all people and to layers of government, institutions, and also to the current research in the university and research center and many institutions. I would like to also thank to research center that gathered to initiate the 8th Conference on Human Rights. I would like to address firstly the Sydney University through Southeast Asia Center and then the Center of Multiculturalism and Migrations from University of Jember, and also Sepaham Indonesia, the consortium of Indonesian lecturer, Indonesian human rights lecturer, and also we are honored to be supported by the Australian Consul General, who has generously support us with magnificent welcoming dinner. And also I would like to thank to all our plenary speakers who also lead the discussions in the 8th Conference on Human Rights.
Okay, Longmates, so that's all for the 8th Conference on Human Rights. I hope you all enjoy and see you at the next event. Bye bye!